something I think pretty interesting.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about 17-mile drive
Oh, yeah.
in California. And it's a scenic road.
Mm-hmm.
But as we dug into the research,
Uh-huh.
I found that it's so much more than just a scenic road.
Yeah.
And I found that there was even some legal quirks.
Interesting.
So we're going to be looking at the Wikipedia page
Oh,
for
boy.
17-mile drive and just like doing a deep dive on this. And I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, 17-mile drive, it's not just a road. It's like a whole experience, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's very, very intentionally curated, and it's part of this whole history of Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
You know, you've got these mansions, the famous golf courses, and of course, like the natural beauty, you can't beat it.
Yeah, and like the lone cypress.
Yes, exactly.
It's just iconic.
It's so iconic.
And I thought it was really interesting that it's privately owned
Oh, yeah.
and there's a toll.
It's like they're saying, come look, but don't touch.
Yeah, it's very exclusive.
Very exclusive.
And it wasn't always like that, so we'll get into the history of how it became that way. But yeah, this exclusivity is really interesting, and it really started way back.
It goes way back to late 1800s.
Yeah.
We're talking like railroad baron times,
Oh yeah, like the Big Four.
the Big Four.
Yeah.
So we're talking Crocker, Hopkins, Huntington, and Stanford.
Wow. Yeah, and those guys
It really shaped the West.
They really did. I mean, they saw the potential of the Monterey Peninsula.
Uh-huh.
They created the Pacific Improvement Company,
Okay.
and they built the Hotel Del Monte.
Wow.
And so they built 17-mile drive.
Okay.
It was 18-mile drive back then,
Oh, wow.
as like a showcase to like get people to buy land.
Oh, so it's kind of like a sales pitch almost.
It was a sales pitch, exactly.
Wow.
So like imagine back then, you're a visitor
Yeah.
and you're going, in your horse and carriage.
Oh, yeah.
And you're collecting agates along the beach.
That's so cool.
I know, and you see like the witch tree and the ostrich tree. What are those?
Like these really unique trees.
Oh, wow.
They don't even really exist anymore,
Oh, interesting.
but yeah, it's a totally different world back then.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that used to be like a normal thing, like to ride around in a carriage.
I
And
know.
look at these sights. It must have been so different.
So different. And you think about it, like
Yeah.
how much the landscape has changed. I mean, you had like a Chinese fishing community,
Really?
like right alongside this like tourism that was burgeoning.
Wow.
Yeah. They're gone now.
That's fascinating.
And it's all automobiles now.
Yeah.
And the focus has shifted from like historical landmarks
Right.
to like just the scenic beauty of it.
Right.
It's interesting how that's changed over time.
It makes you wonder, like, what else is there?
Yeah.
Like, that we don't even know about.
Exactly.
Like, what else was there
Yeah,
that's now gone?
it's gone. Yeah.
And the Hotel Del Monte, I was reading about that too, and that's gone through a bunch
Yeah.
of transformations too.
A lot of changes.
Yeah.
It's been through fires,
Really?
reconstructions.
Wow.
It even became Herman Hall for the U.S. Navy.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it started as a hotel, and then it became
Yeah, and then eventually
Oh, I'm good.
part of the Navy.
part of the Navy.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. Okay, so,
The story doesn't end there.
no, I was just going to say, so then, like,
Yeah.
the ownership, like, all that land, the 17-mile drive, the Del Monte Forest,
Yeah.
all of that has changed hands so many times.
So many times it started with the Del Monte Properties Company.
Okay.
Became the Pebble Beach Corporation.
Right.
And then things get even more interesting.
Okay, this is where it gets juicy.
Yeah, so 20th Century Fox,
Okay.
under Marvin Davis, acquired Pebble Beach Corporation.
Wow.
But then Rupert Murdoch bought the film company,
Yeah, okay.
and Davis held on to Pebble Beach.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually he sold it to a Japanese businessman, Minoru Isutani.
That is so crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Like, just all these different people owning it.
It's
And then it gets even crazier because the current ownership
oh yeah,
includes Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Wait,
17-mile
Clint
drive.
Eastwood
$12,
owns
yeah.
part of 17-Mile Drive.
Yes,
That's so wild.
I know, right?
I feel like with all of his westerns,
Yeah.
he would be more into like
You think about like,
untamed landscapes.
yeah, just leave alone.
Yeah.
Let it be wild.
Not like trademarking trees.
Yeah, but I guess even cowboys appreciate a good business deal.
I guess so.
So yeah, so Eastwood, along with Arnold Palmer
Wow.
and Peter Uberoth, acquired the Pebble Beach Company in 1999.
Okay.
And their ownership hasn't been without controversy,
Oh, really?
especially with that lone cypress.
Yeah.
trying to trademark it. Like, how do you trademark a tree?
Like, that raises so many questions about, like,
I know.
can you even do that?
Yeah.
Can you trademark a natural...
A natural landmark.
Yeah, landmark.
It's wild.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
But before we get into all
Yeah.
that legal stuff...
Before we go down that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
let's actually take a drive
Okay.
along 17 Mile Drive
Okay.
and talk about like all the landmarks
Yeah.
that make it so famous.
I'm so
Me
excited.
too. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
So are we coming in the main entrance off Highway 1?
You know what? Let's come in from Pacific Grove.
Okay.
Let's take that scenic route and like imagine
Yeah.
we're like cruising along the coast.
Yeah.
You know, Pacific Ocean's on one side,
Yeah.
and then you've got like these forested areas.
Yeah.
And like the roads kind of winding and climbing.
Oh, cool.
And then like these houses that are just like tucked away.
Oh, wow.
And there's all these turnouts where you can pull over,
Oh, nice.
like soak in the views,
That's awesome.
take some pictures.
Yeah. And I've seen pictures of like the cypress forest.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it's just stunning.
It's so beautiful.
It's like out of a fairy tale.
Yeah, totally. And of course, we've got to stop at some of the landmarks.
Okay. Yes.
So we've already talked about the lone cypress, but there's also Bird Rock.
Oh, yeah. What's that like?
Oh, it's like this haven for birds.
Okay.
Like seabirds everywhere.
Oh, cool.
And then there's Point Joe,
Okay.
which is really cool. Like, it's really rugged and beautiful,
Okay.
but it has kind of a dark side.
Oh, no. What happened?
So imagine you're a sailor back in the 1800s,
Okay, yeah.
and you think Point Joe is a safe harbor, and then like you get caught in these currents,
Oh.
and your ship crashes on the rocks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Point Joe has all these shipwrecks.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's got like appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah, totally.
And then speaking of deceptive beauty,
Okay.
there's also Pescadero Point,
Okay.
which was home to the witch tree.
The what?
The witch tree.
Okay.
It was this crazy cypress tree.
Okay.
It was there for like centuries,
Wow.
but then a storm blew it down in 1964.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's sad.
I know. It's really sad.
That's too bad.
It's crazy. Like, you think about these trees.
Yeah.
And they're there for so long. Yeah.
And then nature just like takes them out.
Yeah, it's powerful.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
But even though the witch tree's gone,
Okay.
Pescadero Point is still really cool.
Oh, okay.
Especially for surfers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's this other cypress there.
Okay.
It's called the Ghost Tree.
Oh, wow.
And it marks this spot that's like known for its surfing conditions,
Okay.
but it's like really challenging and kind of dangerous.
Oh, wow. So it's like for expert surfers?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
So you've got all this history,
I know, right?
all this natural beauty, and even like danger.
That's a lot.
It's crazy that like all in one drive,
Packed in.
you can get all that. And like we were talking about
Right.
earlier, there was that Chinese fishing community there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what happened to them?
So it's kind of a sad story.
Oh.
Like, as the area became more popular
Okay.
with like wealthy tourists,
Yeah.
the village just kind of like disappeared.
Oh, wow.
Like, the exact reasons are kind of complicated,
Okay.
but it's probably like a mix of things like economic pressures.
Yeah.
And like just the changing landscape
Yeah.
and like the sentiment at the time.
Yeah.
So
It's sad to think about like
makes
how
you mad.
like progress can come at a cost.
Totally.
Like, we're celebrating the beauty
Yeah.
in the history of 17 Mile Drive,
Mhm.
but like there are these people who were there before
Exactly.
whose stories are gone now.
And like lost to time.
Yeah, it makes
How you
you
doing?
wonder like
I know.
what other stories are out there
Yeah.
that we don't even know about.
Right.
It's fascinating.
It is.
So like I guess it's not just about like
Yeah.
the beauty of 17 Mile Drive,
No, it's more than that.
but it's also about like
It's about like understanding
yeah,
the whole history,
Yeah.
like the people who were displaced,
yeah,
the people who were marginalized.
Yeah.
Like that's all part of the story.
yeah, and it kind of gives it like
It adds another layer.
yeah, like another dimension.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just like a flat picture. It's like a whole tapestry.
Exactly.
It's interesting to think about. Like
Yeah.
you have these grand hotels,
Right.
these championship golf courses, these breathtaking views,
Yeah.
but then there's also like the stories of the
Yeah.
people,
The people who lived there.
yeah, who lived and worked there.
Yeah.
Like long before it was
Before it was a tourist destination.
yeah, a tourist destination.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a good point.
So, I think one thing
Yeah.
that I keep coming back to is like
Yeah.
this contrast between
Mhm.
the beauty of 17 Mile Drive like how manicured it is.
Right.
And then like the untamed forces of nature.
Right.
They're all around it.
Yeah.
So you have like these luxurious homes,
Yeah.
these perfectly manicured golf courses, but then you're also reminded of like
Right.
the shipwrecks at Point Joe,
Yep.
the storm that took down the witch tree,
Exactly.
the power of the waves at Ghost Tree.
It's like this constant
Yeah, it's like this tension
yeah,
between human ambition
yeah,
and Maidstone.
like the power of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And you see it like throughout the whole history of 17 Mile Drive.
Okay.
Like even just the creation of it.
Yeah.
Like it's humans trying to tame nature
Yeah.
and like showcase it. And then you see it in like the legal battles over the Lone Cypress. Like
Yeah.
the struggle between
Right.
preservation and exploitation.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, can you even trademark a natural wonder?
That's the question, right?
Like, where's the line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between preserving beauty
Yeah.
and like making money off of it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's a really good point.
It's a tough one.
So we've talked about all this stuff.
We've covered a lot.
Like the history,
Yeah.
the changing landscape,
The legal battles,
the drama.
the philosophy even.
It's deep.
It is a deep dive.
Yeah.
What does this all mean
Yeah.
for someone visiting 17 Mile Drive today?
Right. Like, what kind of experience should they expect?
Yeah. I mean, I think they should expect to be like blown away by the scenery.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just incredible, the views.
Yeah, like driving along the coast
Yeah.
with the wind in your hair,
Yeah.
the Pacific Ocean in front of you.
It's gotta be incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, visitors should go beyond that.
Okay.
Like, that initial wow moment.
Okay. Yeah.
And really think about, like, the history
Okay.
that's woven into this landscape.
Yeah, like you were saying about like all the forces that shaped this place.
Yeah.
Like picture those early travelers in their carriages,
Yeah.
the Chinese fishing village,
Uh-huh.
the fires that like ravaged the Hotel Del Monte,
To think about, like,
legal battles.
the legal battles over that one tree.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's wild. So do you think like knowing all this stuff,
Yeah.
the ambition,
Uh-huh.
the vanished communities,
Yeah.
the legal battles,
It definitely changes how you experience it.
really?
Yeah, I think it adds, like, a layer of depth
Okay.
and complexity
Okay, yeah.
that, like, really enriches the experience.
Okay. So it's not just
Yeah, it's not just like a pretty place
Yeah.
to look at.
Right.
It's like you understand, like, all the forces that
Yeah.
have shaped it.
So it's like choosing your own adventure.
Kinda. Yeah.
You can just enjoy the scenery,
Yeah.
or you can like dig deeper
Yeah.
and have like a richer experience.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we hope to do with this deep dive. Like,
Yeah.
give our listeners, like, the tools
Yeah.
to explore the world
Yeah.
with more curiosity.
And like appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation for all the stories that are
Yeah.
out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this will inspire some of our listeners
Yeah, I hope so.
to go visit 17 Mile Drive.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a visit.
Yeah, and for our listeners, if you have any thoughts or questions,
Yeah?
we would love to hear from you.
Please share.
But until next time, keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and keep diving deep.